Okay, welcome in for the start of our week 2. We're starting off with a review and comment session for week 1 submittals. They were very nicely done. Overall, just very nice, high quality, but there are some things that I'll go through. I've taken one that is really nice, but as always, we can look at it and do what we call continuous improvement. So in the manufacturing world and the design world, at least, there is it's literally impossible to get something all the way right, especially just the first time. And so we have a process that we go through, review and comment or review and approval, to just see what could be done better. It doesn't mean it needs to be done better. When you hear a review set of comments like this, um, the person who might apply it to their work is the one who really decides whether those pertain well or not. But in this case, I've picked one student submittal out of all the ones that I got this week, that is very nice, but still has an opportunity for me to just note a couple of things. In the next video in this list, I'll do a demo of the skill on how to do it. So you'll see that I've redacted some areas. Okay, this person did a very, very nice job, but I haven't contacted them to, see if they want their name on it and all that kind of stuff. Um, but this is a very nice job, and so I'm going to use this one. So the first thing I see is on sheet 1. This is a very nice showing of the visualizations. It shows 3 of the separate pages and shows sort of the important stuff, especially with the syllabus. So that's very nicely done. They're well spaced. I see room around the edges. If you want to, you can eliminate this statement here, but it's okay to leave it on. So this one is nicely done. Um, this one should be turned green, so I need to make a note of skill turn box green. And the reason I go over that is this is not the only submittal that had some boxes that could be. The reason I use colors is I worked on a shop floor. It was a multilingual shop floor. And so our communications for quality was often in colors. Green is good, yellow is, hey, I'm working on it, or intermediate, and red is needs attention. So you'll see that I use that a lot. It was really, really powerful for our shop floor be able to put things in colors, because then no matter what language the workers spoke or spoke well, you could visually see very quickly what was going well and what wasn't. So I try to use that and get people used to that early on. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. You look at it. So there's page 1. Another thing is these are written pretty big, and you'll notice that dropped to the bottom of the table below the area that was normally set out. So these ones could have some formatting done on them in the deliverables list. And I'll show you how to do that too. So format text table, which is really resize. And that one's always a tough one to figure out, because if it gets too small, you can't read it. But I think these ones could have been done to at least save that one, to get it a little. Okay, so that was really what this one had. So let's take a look at the next page. Next page is really, really nice. I want to show you how this is identified with some annotations that lets me understand what is there and why that's important. Also, looking at this part, what is there and why it's important. So this one was really nicely done. I didn't really have anything to say about this one. There's nice space all around. It's easy to read, and I can see these very, very well. So this sheet I had really no comments to make it. This one, I've got one comment, actually a couple. So this one again, look how these are identified. Very nicely done with an arrow and annotations. These annotations are a little bit harder to read because of the background. So it could be that these should have a fill color on the background. Make sure I know how to do fill color on text background. And I understand that one is again, that one is sort of, up to the person who's doing it. So this is okay. But I do notice that this is crammed right down to the edge here and not over here. And so when you do one of these, you always want, I'm going to show you, you always want to grab a corner so that it goes evenly. Okay, if I grab an edge, it's a little bit harder to do. Okay, so always resize an image by the corner. And this program I'm on right here doesn't allow you to crop, but this could have been cropped here and it could have been cropped here so that it wasn't squished up and down. And so that's called the aspect ratio. You want to leave that the same, which is the width divided by the height, or the height divided by the width. Always want to keep the aspect ratio the same, which work from sides. And so I think this one could have benefited by crop image in Google Slides. It really does look pretty good. Um, and it's really well marked out. I can really see what's going on. But I would like to see a little bit more down here at the bottom as far as bleed, and a little bit at the top. And this just makes it just a little bit harder to read, where it goes from the image to blank space and the image has some backgrounds. So these are minor little things. By the way, this submittal got full credit. Okay, I mean, it's like these are like really picky. This got full credit. This one is just nice all the way around. Again, I've got bleed all the way around. It's maintained its aspect ratio. This is really easy to see. It shows that person came to my set of playlists. So that's kind of cool. There we go. That's this one. I've got nothing that I can really talk about this one other than it's very, very, very nice. This one again, see, I've got nice bleed top and bottom. That's just fine. And I've got bleed on the side. This could be in a filled text box because that little line is a little bit distracting. And same here. This one goes outside of the edge. And so what could be done is to put a fill in here and then move it over so that it's within the line. So I'm just going to stay within the border. Now, that's not all that bad, really. And I could see that graphic arts person could say, no, that's actually what I was looking for. But you could crop this image here to make it a little bit smaller. That would let you move the whole image over and center it more to have some room. But again, this is really nicely called out. that this is about discussions and how to get to them. So this is actually really, really nicely done. Full credit, but again, a picky little thing that could be done better. This one's just nice all the way around. I don't have anything that I can say. You've got bleed all the way around. Aspect ratio is nice. This is easy to read. You're definitely identifying the point where you see the professionalism standard. And this showed up in 2 or 3 spots. So you could show one of them, you could show all of them. So long as you've identified where they're from, this was well done. Okay, and then the last one, again, this one, these were turned green. I can see it very quickly, very easily. I don't have to look for yes, no, X or Y. It's just green. I know that green is good from my color standard that I use. And so I've done that instead to do right here. So this one is well done. Now, one student who's had me before said, "Yeah, where was the certification that this is all my own work and all that kind of stuff?" You'll see that in next week's. The last page of the presentation has what's called the self certification on it, and I'll show that to you later on. But this is essentially a certification that you agree with this, and because you had to actually touch it to turn it green, I know that you agree. So there we go. That is our week 1 submittal review. Really a nice job. Overall, everybody did a really nice job. And these are the things that I can see that we would want to be able to do. Make sure that you turn the skill box green. I'll talk about this one when you have more files to do. Check your format size. You can reformat some of this to make it fit correctly and nicely. What else do we do? Maybe do some fill color on text box backgrounds. Crop images so that when you put it into place, it stretches properly. That's really kind of tough, and it's a graphic arts thing, but we want to get good at it. And stay within border. There we go. Those are the comments that I've got. And in the next demo, I'll go over how to do those. So thank you to the student who gave us this work to review. It was very nicely done. Excellent work. Full credit. And a really, really good submittal. These are typical of what you would see on a review with a supervisor or a boss of a design review or a presentation review. And again, there are no corrections are necessary, by the way, and for everybody who's turned everything in. There are no corrections necessary. You don't have to go back. You don't have to do anything. It's food for thought for continuous improvement of your work as you move on. Well, thanks. I hope you got a little bit of good stuff out of it.